before, I would like to call my and Mufti Ismail about the two important messages which is important for us all. The first message is we need to ask ourselves why we're here and correct our intention. So the intention should be to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to learn knowledge, and whatever our respected guests is going to tell us, we inshallah put this into practice. See, with this intention, inshallah, will be beneficial. Second point is also important is that our respected guest has took time out, and I asked him initially, he had a lot of busy schedule, we managed to give time to us. So those brothers are here, I request you all to listen attentively, especially the younger kids. Please do not make any noise, it affects the speaker, so give time out. So we said everyone come close and listen attentively.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله الذي هدانا إلى الصراط المستقيم والصلاة والسلام على رسوله الأمين وعلى آله الطاهرين وأصحابه صوب الصبر وقال تعالى وللآخرة خير لك من الأولى صدق الله العظيم وقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم سبعة يظلهم الله في ظله يوم لا ظل إلا ظله وقال شاب نشأ في عبادة ربه. My dear respected brothers, elders, ulama, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Just for one moment, I want you to imagine if your death was written tonight. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has decreed tonight you will go to sleep. In the morning you won't wake up because you have died. This is something everybody believes, that a time will come when your death will come. Whether it's tonight, it's in 1 year, or Allah has destined for you 100 years. Death is written for everybody. So let's imagine for one moment that somebody in this room, mothers and sisters listening at home, that your death is written tonight. What would people think of you? Would people be saddened with grief, sorrow, depression, that the community has lost a very valuable asset? You know that brother? He was always doing khidmat of the masjid. You know that brother? He used to pray in the first saf. You know that brother? He used to give sadaqah regular to the masjid, or bichara mar gaya. It's a good thought. Allah make us from these people that when you die, people will say good things about you. People will cry. Yeah? Shaykh Sadi rahmatullah, he used to say in a poem that when you are born, you are crying, and everybody around you was happy that this baby is born. Live your life such that when you die, you are smiling, dying. You're going to meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and everybody around you is crying. It's something to think about. A person should constantly, even if it means every day, think about this. Will you be one of those people when you die, people will be sad and upset? On the contrary, on the other hand, will it be that if your death was announced tonight, people will be happy, smiling, that you know him, he was a nuisance, he was a menace to society, and as bad as it sounds, acha hua mar gaya. You know, we got less problems now. You either fall in one of two categories. I'm starting with this as an introduction because the topic is social media. And people who spend a lot of time on social media don't think about this. I don't think they think about this. That you're watching something on TikTok, on YouTube, on Snapchat. Something permissible, impermissible. What will happen if I die? Watching this. People who like to share photos of themselves, clothed or unclothed. What will happen when you're in your grave? People share their whole life story on social media. सोचते नहीं कि मैं मर गया या औरत मर गई और वो तस्वीरें दुनिया में फैलाएगी. And you'll be in your grave. The grave either is a garden of Jannat or a pit of hell. Imagine that you're getting punished in the grave and your photos, like I said, permissible or impermissible photos. For that you have to speak to the local ulama, the Imam Sahib, local Mufti Sahib. Okay, I'm putting my photos up of this and that. Is it permissible? So it's a very pertinent question. We should repeatedly ask ourselves that if we were to die, will it be such that I am pleased to see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Yeah, आज मर गए, खुश होंगे अल्लाह से मुलाकात के लिए. And more importantly, and I think this is the most important question, will Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be pleased to see you? If you can answer this question, I think you will probably leave the bayan now. If your life is set, and you have yaqeen कि अल्लाह मुझसे राजी होंगे, तो आपको इजाजत है, आप जा सकते हैं. आपको बयान की जरूरत नहीं. ये जिंदगी का खुलासा है कि आप अल्लाह से राजी हो, मरने के लिए तैयार हो, मौत की तैयारी की है. जिस तरह हम सुनते हैं सहाबा किराम रिज़वानुल्लाह अजमईन कि उनको बता दिया जाए कि 1 घंटे में, आधे घंटे में आपकी मौत होगी, कोई फर्क नहीं. रदियल्लाहु अन्हुम व रदू अन्हु. Allah also make us from them. So it's a very important question. That will Allah be pleased with you when you die? There's a verse in the Quran. أَلَمْ يَأْنِ لِلَّذِينَ آمَنُوا أَن تَخْشَعَ قُلُوبُهُمْ لِذِكْرِ اللَّهِ وَمَا نَزَلَ مِنَ الْحَقِّ. Some ulama, mufassirun, those who write tafsir commentary on the Quran, have stated that this verse is sufficient for a person to change his life. And this is why this is going to be the first verse I'm going to mention. The verse means, أَلَمْ يَأْنِ لِلَّذِينَ آمَنُوا أَن تَخْشَعَ قُلُوبُهُمْ. Has the time not come for the believers, أَن تَخْشَعَ قُلُوبُهُمْ, that their hearts subjugate, submit, soften with the remembrance of Allah, وَمَا نَزَلَ مِنَ الْحَقِّ, and what Allah has revealed from the truth. So the verse again, أَلَمْ يَعْنِ لِلَّذِينَ آمَنُوا أَن تَخْشَعَ قُلُوبُهُمْ لِذِكْرِ اللَّهِ وَمَا نَزَلَ مِنَ الْحَقِّ. Allah is saying to the believers, this message is for you and I. Has the time not come for the believers to submit to Allah with His remembrance and what Allah has revealed from the truth? If you look at this verse, Allah is reminding us, the haram you are doing, what displeases me, what angers me, give it up. Abundance, and has the time not come? When is the time going to come? MashaAllah, I can see youngsters sitting here. I can see people who are middle-aged. And MashaAllah, there are some of our elders sitting here. People of different ages. This message is for you. There's no age limit here. Allah is saying to all the believers, has the time not come? And if the time hasn't come, when will it come? This is why ulama say this verse is enough for you to change your life. There's a short story behind this verse, which I'm going to tell you inshallah, because there's many youngsters here. And when we talk to our young friends, you will find people engaged in different sins. Yeah? Every son of Adam is a sinner. So committing sins is not the problem. The problem is not repenting from the sin. No tawbah, you're not giving it up. You don't want to change. That's the problem. Is halat mein mar gaye, gunah karte karte, you know where you will go. So I say for my young friends, listen to this story, and this story is of Sheikh Fudail bin Iyad rahmatullah alayh, who was a great wali of Allah, a saint of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, a great alim. He's a very pious person. But he's famously said in English, every saint has a past. बुजुर्गों की भी तारीख होती है. Where they committed sins, they changed their lives. And that's why I said I'm addressing this to my young friends. People who are listening at home, if you are engaged in one sin, two sins, even 10 sins, it's never too late. Shaykh Fudail bin Ayad rahmatullah alayhi, does anybody know what he was before he became pious? Anybody? He was a burglar, a thief, chor the. Yeah? If I told you today in our majlis, sitting here, that there was a burglar or thief, what would you think? Very bad of that person, yeah? Generally, burglars and thief, people don't like them because they're robbing us. They're robbing from somebody. So Fudail bin Ayad rahmatullah, he was a thief. That's one sin. Chori karna, thief, committing theft is haram. He was also in love with a girl. So his daytime job was robbing people, and by night time he was with this girl. For a long time he'd been with this girl. One night he's going to meet her. He jumped over the wall of her house and he heard a voice. And the voice said, أَلَمْ يَأْنِ لِلَّذِينَ آمَنُوا أَن تَخْشَعَ قُلُوبُهُمْ لِذِكْرِ اللَّهِ وَمَا نَزَلَ مِنَ الْحَقِّ. आसमान से आवाज आई इस आयत को पढ़कर कि क्या वो वक्त नहीं आया मोमिनों के लिए कि वो उनके दिल को नरम करे अल्लाह के जिक्र से. Soon as Fuzail bin Ayaz rahmatullah alayhi, he heard this voice, he jumped back over the wall. The words penetrated in his heart. Us din se zindagi badal. He did tawbah from his thieving and he gave up on the girl. And today Fudail bin Ayad rahmatullah alayhi, his name is in many books. Many books. As a pious saint, somebody who was knowledgeable, somebody who was muttaqi. So this verse, back to the verse, and this is why ulama say ye kafi hai. आदमी अपनी जिंदगी बदलना चाहता है इस आयत पर गौर करे. This verse is not from me. This verse from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala telling me and you is a warning. It's a reminder. The second point I want to note is every single one of us in this room, we have a limited time in this world. Do we all agree? Does anybody think that I'm here forever? That no. I'm going to live for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. कोई है? कोई ऐसा मजहब नहीं है जो ये मानता है. Hindu हो, ईसाई हो, Yahudi हो, Sikh हो. Everybody believes in death. You all have a time. Some people have a short time. Yeah, in the last few years, since lockdown, we've seen young people, 20s and 30s dying. And we also see people in their 70s and 80s. Death has no guarantee. So it's very important, and throughout today's bayan I will mention this, the importance of time. And I'm sure you can all work out why that's going to be the main theme. It's because on social media and people who are addicted to social media, the number one thing they are doing is wasting time. But before we lay that rule for everybody, there will be many youngsters sitting here, many mothers and sisters listening at home, कि मौलाना हम तो सिर्फ बयान सुनते हैं टिकटॉक पर. हाँ? हम तो सिर्फ मुफ्ती मैंग को देखते हैं. Mashallah, there's nothing wrong with Mufti Ismail. Yeah? I'm saying this is justification. I'm on Facebook, I only listen to Mufti Ismail. हम YouTube पर जाते हैं, मौलाना तारिक जमील का बयान सुनते हैं. ठीक है. So then why am I saying it's a waste of time? Every person in this room, everybody listening at home, you will provide your own fatwa. हो सकता है सोशल मीडिया किसी के लिए हलाल हो, किसी के लिए हराम हो, और हो सकता है किसी के लिए मकरूह हो. आप अपना फतवा बता दो. How? We look to a verse in the Quran, and this is in my view, many ulama when they are asked about social media, they refer to this verse, وَيَسْأَلُونَكَ عَنِ الْخَمْرِ وَالْمَيْسِرِ. So verse in Surah Baqarah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam that they ask you about khamr, alcohol and maisir, gambling. कि लोग पूछते हैं आपको शराब के बारे में और जुए के बारे में. कुल फीहिमा इथमुन कबीर وَمَنَافِعُ لِلنَّاسِ. Say, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the answer. Is it permissible, not permissible? إِثْمٌ كَبِيرٌ. It's a major sin. وَمَنَافِعُ لِلنَّاسِ. आगे अल्लाह फरमाते हैं उसमें फायदे भी है लोगों के लिए. Alcohol has benefits. Alcohol has benefits. The Quran says it. Gambling also has benefits. Yeah, if the first time you hit the jackpot, you're a millionaire. You can't always hit the jackpot. You can't always hit the jackpot. So this is why Allah says Ithmun Kabir first. उसमें बहुत बड़ा गुनाह है और थोड़े बहुत कुछ फायदे भी है. Then Allah gives the answer. So what's the balance? وَإِثْمُهُمَا أَكْبَرُ مِن نَفْعِهِمَا. The sin जो गुनाह है ज़्यादा है फायदे से. ये जवाब हो गया? How does this connect to social media? A lot of the answers in this verse. That for some people, like I said, हो सकता है आप किसी मुफ्ती साहब के पास जाए, इमाम साहब के, आपके लिए हराम है. आपके लिए क्यों हराम है? पूरे दिन नाच गाना देखते रहते हैं, औरतें की तस्वीरें देखते रहते हैं, हराम चीजें देखते रहते हैं. आपके लिए सोशल मीडिया हराम है. You can't control yourself. Ithmun kabir. وَمَنَافِعُ لِلنَّاسِ. And there's some benefits of social media. Many ulama are on social media. Many pious people are on social media because they want to benefit the people. They've realized the way forward, people are no longer coming as much as they used to do in this setting. लोग बयान में इतने ज़्यादा नहीं आते. So people are sat at home, connected to Wi-Fi, so we might as well join social media, TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, और हम लोगों को फायदे देंगे. وَمَنَافِعُ لِلنَّاسِ. So there's benefits. No doubt you can find fatawa on social media. You can find good ulama, positive quotes, talks, lectures. You can find the solution to your life problems on social media. Even I would go one step further and say some of us will benefit from the non-Muslims. ये तो मुसलमानों की बात कर रहा है. कुछ गैर मुस्लिम भी है. सेहत के लिए मुफीद चीज़ें, advice, guidance, which is not against Islam. ठीक है, अच्छी बात है. 15-20 years ago you couldn't do this. 15-20 years ago knowledge was limited. इसीलिए जो छोटे बच्चे हैं ना, millennial kids as we call them, the ones born after 2000, they have a lot of knowledge. Knowledge at their fingertips, literally. Because they Google everything, they TikTok everything, everything is online. जो माँ बाप को पता नहीं, वो छोटे बच्चे 7 साल को पता है. ये गाड़ी यहाँ बनी, ये इस मुल्क में ये होता है, ये खाना यहाँ बनता है, ये ऐसा बनता है. 5, 6, 7 years old. So the question ulama are posed with is it halal or is it haram? And I personally never answer. Not in a public setting, not even in a private setting, you leave it to the person. So the balance is, are you benefiting more? आपका फायदा हो रहा है या आपका नुकसान हो रहा है? I'll give you an example. अभी मगरिब की नमाज हुई, ठीक है? बकर घर पर बैठा है 8 बजे से. He sat on TikTok. मगरिब की अजान हुई, बकर अभी टिकटॉक पर है. ठीक है, घर पर नमाज पढ़ लूंगा, कौन सा गुनाह है? अभी भी बकर घर पर है, मगरिब की नमाज कज़ा हो गई. किसी मुफ्ती साहब से पूछो, वो कहेंगे उसके लिए सोशल मीडिया हराम है. सोशल मीडिया नहीं, एनीथिंग विच स्टॉप्स यू फ्रॉम सला इट बिकम्स हराम. एक आदमी बीवी बच्चों के साथ बैठा है, खेल रहा है, कौन सा गुनाह है? बीवी के साथ खेल रहा है ना, बच्चे के साथ खेल रहा है. लेकिन नमाज का वक्त है, नमाज नहीं पढ़ी, नमाज कज़ा हो गई. People will say, they won't say to him that it's haram, but they will say to him, you need to come to the masjid. Another example, gym. Gym goes very common, mashallah, it's very good. If a person spends so many hours in the gym, Asr bhi gayi, Maghrib bhi gayi, Isha bhi gayi, then he needs to go and ask a Mufti Sahab. नमाज तो नहीं पढ़ता, जिम में जाता रहता है, सेहत बहुत अच्छी है. His body is good, but his spirituality and soul isn't. This is the rule, that anything which stops you from salah becomes haram. And this is why we don't give a blanket ruling on social media. तेरे लिए halal, तेरे लिए haram. No. Because there are many people who just benefit, who just listen to bayans and just watch quotes. It's very good. Manafi'u linnas, there's benefits for them. And this is why if a person is really concerned, he's really addicted, and he needs to go and see a local Mufti Sahib and put his issue forward. Namaz is one thing. Then there are other people nowadays, from the employers we get complaints. Many employers complain that people are addicted to their phones. Kaam sahi nahi karte. Then a person needs to think, he may not come under halal and haram, but he needs to think, if I'm going to lose my job, then I can't pay my bills. If I can't pay my bills, I can't feed my kids. All because he's addicted to TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram. And this is why I started with that verse. That if you are one of those people who are addicted to any one of the social medias, then you need to think, either I reduce or I cut off. I uninstall TikTok. And this is for young people and adults. So what happens with some of us, the internet connection has disconnected us from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We are away from the masjids. And if you ask any alim, even if you ask local masjid brothers in any masjid in Blackburn, 10, 15 years ago, bayans like this were mashallah populated with people. Now online ka zamana hai. Ghar bete bete, ice cream khate khate, bayan sun. Masjid mein jane ki zarurat nahi hai. Or YouTube, listen to a recording. So what we see is, because of social media, because of the internet advancing, we see less and less people coming to the masjid. Some people say since the lockdown happened, log aadi ho gaye ghar par namaz padhne ke liye. But my request is for those of you who spend hours and hours, ponder upon your life. And phones, apps give you your time. Yeah, they even warn you of a break nowadays. You can set it. 1 hour on Instagram, set a break. And I think it's a good idea for all of us. Whether you're on it minimum or you're on it every day, excessive, simply because time flies. Look, I've been sat here for 20 minutes, it doesn't feel like it. 20 minutes chali gayi. Now somebody else who's on TikTok, who's probably watched 20-minute videos on TikTok, he won't realize. 20 minute में आप एक सिपारा कुरान पढ़ सकते हैं. But that's 20 minutes of TikTok videos. It flies by because shaitan makes it fly by. These 20 minutes, mashallah, all of you made it today. That's your sacrifice. The ones who didn't make it, they'll think, I'll just listen online. A person, he watches a 30-second videos. Yeah, now it's all about shorts and reels. 30 seconds. 30 seconds में आप सूरह इखलास 3 मरतबा पढ़ सकते हैं या नहीं पढ़ सकते. छोटे बच्चे तो डेफिनेटली पढ़ सकते हैं, हाफिज़ कुरान भी पढ़ सकते हैं, शायद सब पढ़ सकते हैं. सूरह इखलास 3 मरतबा पढ़ेंगे, पूरे कुरान का सवाब मिलेगा. But it's only a short, one short. Nobody ever watches one short. Nobody ever watches one reel. They go on and on and on, यहाँ तक के आधा घंटा हो जाता है. And this is where a person needs to reflect on his life. That have I reduced my Quran since I joined these WhatsApp groups? Have I reduced my dhikr since I joined Instagram? Am I spending too much time on Facebook? Now on Facebook, I'm not on Facebook, but from people, we generally hear the debaters are on there, the armchair critics. इतने खतरनाक जंग होते हैं और अक्सर दीन के बारे में. ना उसको अरबी आता है, ना आलिम दीन है, ना मुफ्ती है, ना हाफिज़ कुरान है, लेकिन बड़े बड़े फतवे. Because this is what shaitan's done. He's made you busy with useless things. I know of people who come to see, and they come to me and they said, Maulana Sahib, last night 45 minutes, 1 hour I spent in the debate. MashaAllah. Khulasa kya hua? Nothing. He didn't accept, I didn't accept. MashaAllah, bada wo anxiety tum logon. 45 minutes mein you could have heard an Islamic lecture and increased your knowledge. So when you debate, you know how to debate. 45 minutes, 2 paras of Quran. 45 minutes you could have spent in the masjid. And this is why I'm repeating the theme of time, because with social media, it's all about wasting time. The best example of time I'll give people who say बस हम वक्त गुजारते हैं, बड़ा अच्छा time pass है. If I had 10 coins, 10 pounds, 10 pound coins, and I give it to one of you, would you go outside the masjid and one by one put it in the gutter? बड़े होशियार हो, बड़े अक्लमंद हो, 10 pound को ज़ाया कर दिया. Anybody do that? So then my next question is, why wouldn't you do that? Because it's valuable. If it's your own money, it's even more valuable. When it's your mum and dad's, you're not bothered. When it's your money, सोचते हैं नौजवान कि ये तो मैंने कमा कर पसीना निकाल कर मैंने कमाया 10 pound. माँ बाप को होते हैं, how so you throw it down the gutter, but you probably just wasting. 10 pound होते हैं, आप गटर में नहीं फेंकेंगे. लेकिन अभी 10 मिनट है, from 9:20 till 9:30, you guys won't waste time, but people at home who are listening, आसानी से किसी को फोन कर देंगे, गपशप कर देंगे, उसमें कितनी कीमत होगी? Spend on WhatsApp groups debating, spend on Facebook, spend on TikTok. Which is more valuable? Paise can be retrieved. You know, if you're one of those people who did throw the 10 pounds in the gutter, you can earn that money again. But if you're one of those people who wasted those 10 minutes gossiping, backbiting, debating, TV, YouTube, shorts, reels, that 10 minutes is never coming back again. Never. So this is one of the biggest harms of social media. Another harm is many people tend to put, especially in this season, holiday season, people are in Dubai, Morocco, Turkey, mashallah, it's very good. Yeah, self-care is very important, take time out. बहुत अच्छी बात है, कोई हराम नहीं कहता. लेकिन दुनिया को बताने की क्या जरूरत है? एयरपोर्ट से शुरू होता है पासपोर्ट ऑफ, लैंडिंग, एयरपोर्ट, लगेज गॉन थ्रू, बर्गर को दिखाते हैं, बिस्किट. वह कि दुनिया ने कोई बिस्किट नहीं देखी, कुकी नहीं देखी, हमारा आपका बर्गर नहीं देखा. You don't need to show the world. Trust me, brother, I've seen enough burgers in my life. And in this sense, I think women are the worst. Brothers are bad, or women are the worst. Every single thing. And you will hear bayan after bayan after bayan, but it never sinks in. Nobody can stop these women. It's uncontrollable. Snapchat, Instagram is full. WhatsApp is full. कभी कभी खुद के माँ बाप को पता नहीं है कि बेटे दुबई में है, हमको पता चल जाता. Oh, your brother's in Dubai, is he? I didn't know. Yeah, I saw it on Facebook, saw it on Instagram. This is the world today. What's the harm of this? Why are so many ulama against this? Relax, Maulana, आपको क्या होता है? Maybe you need to go to Dubai as well. That's what people say. Relax. Why are you jealous? We are not jealous. उसका नुकसान जो है कुरान में. सूरह यूसुफ को खोलो, पहला सफ़ा. यूसुफ अलैहिस्सलाम ने जब ख्वाब देखी थी, अहद अशर कौकबन वश्शम्स वल-क़मर रअयतुहुम ली साजिदीन. 11 stars, the sun and the moon. He told his father Yaqub अलैहिस्सलाम, they were doing sajda, bowing down to me. तो याकूब अलैहिस्सलाम ने क्या कहा? फेसबुक पर लगा दो, दुनिया को बता दो, स्नैपचैट पर लगा दो. Go and do ऐलान in the masjid. चलो, they didn't have Snapchat in them days. मस्जिद में ऐलान कर दो. याकूब अलैहिस्सलाम said, या बुनैया ला तक़सुस रुयाका अला इख्वतिका फयकीदू लका कैदा. ये तो बहुत अच्छी ख्वाब है. Something to conceal and keep hidden. ला तक़सुस रुयाका, अपने भाइयों को मत बताना. Why? फयकीदू लका कैदा, आपके खिलाफ प्लान बनाएंगे, मकर करेंगे. So when you have something, an achievement, success, even if that's holiday, for some people holiday is a success. Some people maybe been married 10 years, 12 years, last time you went on holiday was honeymoon. So for some people they save up. Hajj and Umrah भी उसमें शामिल है. कभी कभी पूरी जिंदगी की सेविंग हज में लगा देते हैं. In this country, India, Pakistan as well, you see many people, all their savings they put in Hajj. अल्लाह ने आपको कामयाबी दी, हज में पहुंच गए, उम्रा में पहुंच गए, or a holiday. There's no need to tell the world. فَيَكِيدُوا لَكَ كَيْدًا. People don't want good for you. Generally talking, बहुत कम मिलेंगे, 1 in a million who will want good for you. Take my advice, like it or lump it. It's the truth. We people, we think we're naive. We think I put on Facebook, I got 100 likes. I put on Snapchat, so many people commented. यही लोग आपके खिलाफ बोलेंगे. And then the same for weddings. It's holiday season, it's also wedding season. Yeah? In weddings as well, everything is put online. And the truth of the matter is because people like to show off. हकीकत ये है. जिस आदमी के अंदर ये सिफत ना होना, to show off, रियाकारी, we won't put it up, guarantee you. Most people who put their wedding pictures up, the ring, the car, the everything, उनको भी दुनिया को दिखाना है. शौक है. So this ayat proves that you shouldn't be putting it up. Why? Nazar, hasad, ayn, evil eye. In the same surah ahead, another verse which proves that you shouldn't be putting pictures up and sharing things which are your success. When the famine struck Yaqub alayhi salam and his family, and they went to meet Yusuf alayhi salam, he's grown up now in Egypt. Yaqub alayhi salam was wise, he was a prophet, he was a Nabi of Allah. Kya farmaya? Ya bani la tadkhulu min babin wahidin wadkhulu min abwabin mutafarriqa. When you go to Egypt, don't enter from one door. Mutafarriq darwaze se jana. Now the Mufassirun, the commentators, they write here, is commonly known Yusuf alayhi salam was blessed with beauty, excessive beauty. लेकिन बहुत कम लोगों को ये पता है कि उनके भाइयों जो है अल्लाह ने उनको भी खूबसूरती से नवाजा. Normally in the story, when people tell the story, they just say Yusuf alayhi salam was very beautiful, mashallah. His brothers were also beautiful. तो याकूब alayhi salam ने देख लिया कि ये मेरे बेटे हैं, 11 की जमात मिस्र जाएंगी, ऐसा ना हो किसी की नजर पड़ जाए. So he said 2, 3, 2, 3 from different entrances. Look how careful he's being. और वो कितने हजारों साल की बात है. Yeah, not the age of social media and hasad and jealousy. We could say in those days people relatively had clean hearts, Muslim and non-Muslim. People were pure. Nowadays, you don't know who to trust. So this is back to people who like to upload. And then I mentioned about the uploading. You need to ask your local Imam Sahib whether certain pictures are halal or haram, particularly the women. Women put pictures up, fully dolled up, and when you tell them this is najais, this is haram, lekin Maulana Sahib, maine hijab pehni. The hijab justifies it. Hijab justifies it. And that's why I say you need to ask your local Imam Sahib this. Is it halal or is it haram? The brothers aren't excluded. Selfies. Yeah, this is the selfie generation. What do selfies do? MashaAllah.
They take a picture of you and you can put it on.
Very good. So that's what selfie is, yeah? Now I'll tell you what it does to you. People who like to put a lot of selfies, they admire themselves. It causes pride, vanity, self-admiration, takabbur in short. और उसमें सब शामिल है. If somebody with knowledge or somebody without knowledge. Because both categories are engrossed in this. And that's why I'm saying, chahe alim ho ya ghair alim ho. It doesn't justify if you've got knowledge. Taking selfies causes pride and arrogance. और ये मैंने सुना है और पढ़ा है गैर मुस्लिमों से. In their books and their magazines. That what is happening with selfies. A person thinks too much of himself. Some people take selfies every day, going to the gym selfie, going to the work selfie, coming to the masjid. अभी देखो कितने लोग उम्रा में गए हैं. Social media is full of selfies. अब वो उम्रा अल्लाह के लिए तुमने किया या गैरुल्लाह के लिए? Instagram के लिए, Snapchat के लिए, Twitter के लिए आपने तवाफ किया. फिर क़यामत के दिन उनसे बदला लेना. Allah से सवाब मत मांगो. Allah will say to you, you did 7 umrahs, you did 11 hajj, but every time you did it, you made these stories and selfies and put it on your Instagram. Don't ask me for reward, go to the people who you are showing. Hajj and Umrah is big, even other ibadats. People love to show off. And he is showing off. I'm telling you, he's showing off. If someone can prove to me that it's not showing off, Maulana, we are sincere, then I will come again and ask forgiveness. Because people who don't love to show off, they don't put their life up. I've seen that. वो जिंदगी ने कर ठीक है सोशल मीडिया से मैंने कहा कुछ लोगों के लिए हलाल है जायज़ है कुछ कुरान रख लो हदीस रख लो तफसीर रख लो अच्छी बात रख लो ठीक है I'm talking about personal videos, the burger, the cake, the coffee, the Dubai, the Turkey, the Morocco. You don't need to put that up. So this is the second harm, that selfies and things can create arrogance. It can create pride in a person. Now I'm going to mention an Imam who many of you will have heard of, Imam Abu Dawood rahmatullahi alayhi. He wrote the famous book Sunan Abi Dawud. From the 6 books of hadith, one of them is Sunan Abu Dawud. Who knows the 6 famous books? After the Quran, the most authentic books. You should all know the first one. Bukhari, very good, mashallah. Sahih Bukhari. Second one, Sahih Muslim. Then somebody said, 3. Abu Dawud have already said 4. 5 Nasai, and the last one, Ibn Majah. 6 books. So after the Quran, these books are the most authentic. The 2 most important is Bukhari and Muslim. Imam Abu Dawud rahmatullah alayhi, he says that he compiled all together, not in his book, all together 500,000 hadith, which is 500,000. Altogether he had 500,000 hadith. 500,000 he compiled all together, but from 500,000, only 4,800 in his book, the famous book Abu Dawud. So, which is probably like 1% of what he actually compiled. From these hadith, so total was 500,000, then it comes down to 4,800 in his book. Then Imam Abu Dawud rahmatullah himself says there's 4 hadith. If you practice these 4 hadith, it is sufficient for piety. When I read these 4 hadith, I related them to today's topic, social media. So obviously Imam Abu Dawud didn't relate it to social media. He's saying if a person wants to become pious, zindagi badalni hai, Allah se kareeb hona hai, ये 4 hadith पर अमल कर दो, ये काफी है. ये hadith मैंने पढ़ी, फिर मैंने देखा, these 4 you can relate to social media. I would put it in a better way, the guidelines. These 4 hadith, if you are addicted or you're constantly on social media, then I would even say to the point, you must apply these. Because if you don't apply these, you could come into the category of social media is not permissible, najaiz or haram for you. We will go through the 4 hadith, inshallah, then we'll conclude. The first one is innamal a'malu binniyat. So again, Imam Abu Dawud saying, zindagi ko badalne ke liye ye hadith par amal karo. Everything you do, niyat dekho. आज यहाँ मस्जिद में बैठे हैं, नियत देख लो. ऐसा नहीं कि टाइम पास के लिए. वैसे भी जुमा का दिन है, कल वीकेंड है, चलो बैठ जाते हैं. Wrong intention. You might get rewarded. It's not the best intention, is it? The best intention is I've come here to become closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to seek knowledge, and this will be a salvation for me in the hereafter. Let's link this to social media. Innamal a'malu binniyat. So I'm on social media, I'm posting every day videos, Islamic videos, hadith. I'm just doing it because I need followers. Good intention, bad intention. Wrong intention. I'm just doing it to become famous. मेरा नाम भी कुछ मुफ्ती में जैसा हो जाए, 1 million followers आ जाए. Wrong intention. Wrong intentions. The correct intention is I am posting hadith and stories and quotes so people gain knowledge. People become closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. People may follow me, not कि मेरा नाम बड़ा हो जाए. People follow me so they can receive the daily updates. And then finally, I am doing it for the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's social media. Why am I saying this? Is maybe there are some people sitting here today who are influential, who have knowledge and not on social media. So they should do this. लोगों को फायदा होगा. Whether you have 100 followers or 1,000, even if it's 100 minimum, let's just say, you're benefiting 100 people every day. कल आपकी मौत आएगी, the social media will still be active. Remember that, social media is not deactivated when you die. लोग पढ़ते रहेंगे, आप कब्र में होंगे, आपको फायदा होगा. That's one benefit. The second hadith, من حسن إسلام المرء تركه ما لا يعنيه. That from the beauty of Islam is to leave that which does not concern you. So Imam Abu Dawud said, obviously if you act upon this, you gain piety and closeness. So a general rule, in simple terms, is mind your own business. That's what this hadith means. Mind your own business, keep your nose out. So in general terms, you're not asking your neighbour, where did you go for holiday, what takeaway did you have, oh, what are you doing tomorrow? If they want to tell you, they'll tell you. Min husn Islam, leave that which does not concern you. Let's link it to social media. There's some people, trolls, people who keep following people, they comment on everything. Do you know why they comment on everything? It's because social media, you could be anywhere in the world. It's not a UK thing. All over the world. A lot of people don't even put their original name. They'll have some Abu Muhammad Khalid bin Abdullah or something name here, and his name actually is Zaid. So you don't even know the real name. And then he'll comment on your account, oh, I think you're XYZ, I think you've done this wrong, and I think you've done wrong, because you don't know the real person. Why do they do this on social media? Do you know why he won't do it face to face? So people get very confident online. And they comment on everything. They comment on Islam, they comment on ulama, they'll comment on your masjid, that, you know, you've done this work, you should have done this, you should have done that. People love commenting, criticizing online. And that's why we call them armchair commanders, armchair critics. Because they just sit and criticize. अच्छी मुस्बित बातें नहीं करेंगे कि माशाल्लाह जुम्मे में आज इतने लोग आए, बयान में इतने लोग आए. They're not positive. So this is the hadith min husn Islam al. If it doesn't concern you, leave it. Somebody's gone to a certain place and they've done, what's it to you? He is happy, his wife's happy, it doesn't bother you. Second hadith. And this one will save you a lot of time. A lot of time and energy wasted on social media. Because people poke their nose. The third one, لا يكون المؤمن مؤمنا حتى يرضى لأخيه ما يرضى لنفسه. So the third hadith Imam Abu Dawud mentioned is a person cannot be a true believer until he loves for his brother what he loves for himself. So in general life, this could be whatever you want. You've seen, could be anything, it doesn't have to be Islamic, it could be a good holiday deal. And then you've told somebody in the masjid about it, I'm going to go, I think you should go. Yeah? A good place to eat, a good car, somebody's looking for a house. Love for your brother what you love for yourself. Let's link it to social media. How can this apply? Is sharing things. You've seen a good video, again it could be Islamic, it could just be general knowledge, it could be hadith, a quote, a story. आज ये मैंने ये किस्सा पढ़ा, मेरी ज़िंदगी बदल गई. It really softened my heart. Love for your brother or you love for yourself. You shared it on Facebook, 100 people read it, लोगों का फायदा हुआ. That's the third hadith. The fourth hadith is الحلال بين والحرام بين وبينهما مشتبهات. The fourth hadith, the last one Imam Abu Dawud says, you want to change your life, become closer to Allah, attain piety. The hadith is halal is open, it's explicit, it's obvious. You know what halal is. Allah's made it clear. Wal haram bayyinun. Haram is also open, it's explicit. You know what it is. And between them there are certain things which are doubtful. This is where you need to contact ulama. For example, who knows that pork is haram? Everybody. Who knows alcohol is haram? Who knows that murdering somebody is haram? This is a hadith, yeah? Halal bayyinun wal haram bayyinun. And you know the halal things that you can do. There are certain things, grey areas, new things which are coming out, devices, technology, certain things that people do. They are doubtful, you need to ask ulama. So this goes back to social media. You know what's halal. I think the young children here know on social media what's halal. What's halal to look at, what's halal to read, and most importantly, who's halal to talk to. If you're talking to people of the opposite gender, then it comes in the second category. Everybody knows that's haram. Young and old. So these are the rules of social media. You know what's halal, you know what's haram. And like I said, the in between, I would say, is probably for somebody who's not praying salah on time, somebody who's not working properly, somebody who's probably going to lose their job because there's so much on social media, or possibly even lose their marriage. Yeah, nowadays we see husbands on Facebook, wives on Twitter, kids on Snapchat, Instagram. Everybody's in one room, mashallah. Nobody's talking to each other. They're talking to people on the other side of the world. So that's where the third category comes in. Then you need to ask somebody, that this is affecting my family. So these 4 rules, or hadith we can say, are very applicable to social media. And I think if people apply these 4 rules, inshallah they will see the benefits. The last thing I want to mention, which I think is something I touched upon, is look at your time on social media. Put these breaks on. Yeah, whichever apps have the breaks. I don't think WhatsApp has it, but a lot of the others have the breaks now. Even YouTube has it. That after an hour, after 2 hours, especially if you're on it daily. If you're on, let's say, any social media at 1 hour a day, just one, which I think a lot of us are. In a week, that's 7. If you're on 2 hours a day, on Instagram, Snapchat, that's 14 hours. 14 hours is a long time. It's almost half a day. More than half a day. Think about what you could do in 14 hours. Nobody thinks of it like that. We think because we've got to do it. It's like medicine. Social media has become like medicine. How a person at this time of the night, they take their medicine, they take the 2 pills. A lot of us, we're on Snapchat, Instagram, taking our medicine. We have to take it. It's like oxygen. You can't live without it. Nobody's saying it's haram. Nobody's saying uninstall. What we are saying is control it. Monitor it. And the most important thing, make sure you don't end up doing wrong things on there. A lot of people, it's not always things like haram. A lot of people end up giving money. Unbelievable. We think these stories are far away from someone. No, there are people in this town, people very close to, who handed people thousands of pounds of money for whatever reason. The person was a fraudster. Or a person wants to get married to somebody, they meet somebody on social media and they turn out to be a fraudster and it's harmed them. So social media doesn't have harms, it has big harms. So instead of wasting those hours and hours daily, think about how much time you could spend reading Quran. Spend time in the masjid. And the best rule to apply in the masjid is leave your phone at home. I've seen brothers who do that. It's hard. Usually by evening time everyone's batteries are running slow, running dead. Leave it on charge. Leave it on charge so when you go home it's charged. You come in the masjid, you pray Quran. Like I said, Surah Ikhlas 3 times, 30 seconds, 1 minute. Yeah, even if it's seconds, you're on Instagram, it only takes a couple of seconds to look at an image. Do you not know that if you say Subhanallah in those couple of seconds, a tree will go for you in Jannah? We know the rewards. But social media, one thing is definitely taken away from people. All of us, we're guilty. It's Quran and dhikr. And sadly for some of us, it's even taken namaz away. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the ability to value our time. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala safeguard us on social media. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reunite us all in Jannatul Firdaus. Ameen.